Good morning, everybody. Hello, and how are you all? Welcome to the PreStream podcast, and welcome back to my streams. Hello, hello. Today is Wednesday, the 8th of June, 2022, and I'm Darkside Phil. And we have a crazy week coming up. No matter what you're looking for, if you're looking for gaming and hot new games, you got it. If you're looking for ongoing, consistent playthroughs, you got it. If you're looking for new events and react to the hottest gaming news and press conferences, you got it. If you're looking for a 40-year-old man to talk on camera for 6 days straight, flapping his lips with noises coming out of his mouth, well, you got it! Wow. What a week we've got coming up here, everyone. What a week. You ready? Holy crap. Like, this is a crazy week. This is probably, if you take a look at, this year so far, of which now we're about, just under halfway in, probably the busiest week, if not the second busiest week. And the reason is there was that 1 week, the release of Elden Ring, while continuing on with other playthroughs. That was pretty insane. But outside of that, this week is nuts. This week is what I like to call not E3 week. That was weird. I think the battery might finally be dying. Dude, I've had this thing for the longest time. I've had this thing for the absolute longest time, and I think finally the battery's dying in it. Holy shit. I might have to go buy a new watch battery for it, because I think it uses a watch battery. Huh. Anyway. So, it's not E3 week. What does that mean? It means that normally this would have been E3 week if it were 2019 or 2018 or 2017 or 2016. This would be the week when typically I would cover all the ginormous E3 press conferences. Now, previous years, I don't do live reacts. Instead, I would just watch those conferences with you guys together and then do a recap reaction stream / video afterward. But over the years, you guys have absolutely demanded, not requested, not politely suggested. You demanded that I start doing React content. And in an effort to diversify my content this year, getting 40 years old and realizing, man, I'm getting older, I'm getting long in the tooth, likely I will not be able to do full-time gaming forever. I need to start looking to diversify my content and start doing things that aren't just constant gaming, right? And so this year I started doing various different React-style content. I'm excited now to be doing different things with all these gaming events, okay? Admittedly, if I'd probably adopted this earlier, it would have got a lot more traction. At this point, I'm not a huge guy anymore. I'm not even a mid-sized guy anymore. I'm probably on the higher end of a low-end, lower-known, lesser-known content creator, right? However, I'm having a good time with it, man. So, this week, there will not be one, there will not be two, but there will be 3 separate, interesting game events that I'm going to be covering with a live react and then a recap reactions afterward, okay? It should be pretty exciting. What ones am I covering? Summer Game Fest, which is essentially kind of like the replacement of the standard E3 shows. Xbox and Bethesda has their own special showcase showing off all of their games, / if there are any hardware improvements. I don't know if there will be, but they're going to be showing off a ton of games. And then Capcom just announced, right as I was ending my streaming week last week, that they're going to be doing their own style of content. All right? And I hope that That'll be interesting. That what they said is going to be a follow-up to basically all the stuff they announced at the Sony State of Play. So, awesome. Okay? 3 things to react to this week. Holy shit. Now, here's the thing. When all these things are happening, and I'm reacting to all of them, this is going to take up a lot of time. Admittedly, this week with 3 react events, that's at least 2 major streams where I would be doing gameplay that are gone. And so I was thinking over my day off about how I was going to cover stuff. And, you know, there's 2 new releases this week. One of which I'm incredibly interested. I cannot wait to play. And the other, quite frankly, I'm not that interested in. I really don't care about. But it's a new game, and people have been wanting new games in the rotation. So I said I would play it. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go through the schedule for the week, explaining in detail how I'm covering each event. Because, by the way, my streams are starting earlier at least twice this week. So you got to listen up because the streams are going to be different this week depending on these react events, okay? Obviously, I want people to show up. I don't want people to show up late and be like, oh, what happened? Why is Phil streaming so early? What did I miss? When I'm clearly telling you guys I'm streaming earlier to be there live, okay? All right, so that being said, everyone. That being said, here's the deal. Let's go through the week, okay? Let's do the schedule first. Then we'll do the Phil's Day Off segment and gaming news segment. And then we'll probably get to Q&A and all of that, okay? All right. Today is the calm before the gaming storm. Today is a chill day where we're continuing with ongoing playthroughs, okay? Starting tomorrow, the hilarity ensues, but today is kind of a calmer day. So, Skyrim Anniversary Edition here on the first stream, and this is going to be the starting of the Dawn Guard DLC. It's the final major piece of content to do before I finish the game, and it is apparently a lengthy DLC. People are saying it could be anywhere if you just rush through the story around 8 hours, but if you do side content and the like I did with Dragonborn, it'll probably be 10 to 12 hours, okay? So we'll see. We'll start it today. I honestly don't really remember it that well. We'll see how it goes, okay? Tonight on the late stream, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time, it is Pac-Man Museum Plus, a game that I've played for about, 4 or 5 sessions. No, 4 sessions, 3 sessions. Might only be 3 sessions, actually. I really like it. Free on Game Pass. Tons of fun, retro vibes, chill style content. Hope you'll join me for that tonight on the late stream, okay? Tomorrow is where the craziness starts. So, tomorrow is Summer Game Fest. This is Jeff Keighley's replacement, essentially, for E3. E3 was supposed to happen in 2020. Jeff Keighley announced, I'm not covering it this year. E3 is a dinosaur. It's outdated. Most of the major game companies aren't even going to be there. I'm going to run my own event. Okay? So guess what? E3 got canceled, and Summer Game Fest took up the reins. It was a very entertaining, fun event. A lot of information. Everything was disseminated on it. And basically, it kind of put its foothold into the digital landscape as this will be a big thing every year. Last year, same thing happened. E3 got canceled yet again. And Jeff said, all right, well, this year, it's going to be big. Summer Game Fest will be huge, ginormous, exciting, because we're going to have some giant announcements, okay? Incidentally, the big announcement was Elden Ring. We really had very limited information about Elden Ring until Summer Game Fest last year, and Summer Game Fest kind of blew the lid off of it, showing information for the first time and all of that. This year, Jeff is like, you gotta temper your expectations. So what that means is basically this year we're not going to get a lot of new game releases. What we're going to get during Summer Games Fest is basically we're going to get a lot of information about existing games that are in development, but we want updates. I guarantee you we're going to hear about games like God of War Ragnarok, a lot of the big high-profile games that are going to be coming out in the fall, maybe even games we already knew about, but more information about them, etc. But it sounds to me like there's no ginormous, exclusive, bomb-dropping announcement for Summer Game Fest. You know what I'm saying? And he says that, and I'm like, all right, well, fair enough. It's still going to be lengthy. Apparently, the show's going to be around 2 hours long. But hopefully there's a good variety of stuff covered, and we learn a lot. It'll still be a good time, okay? So that starts tomorrow. That's Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Now, you might say, wait a minute, 11 a.m. Your stream starts at 10:45, but you don't even start talking till after 11 a.m. So how are you going to do this? What we're going to do is we're going to do the same stream as always. I'm just going to ignore the Summer Game Fest and then start it late. No, I'm not doing that. That's a joke. We're going to start early. I'm going to get up early. We're going to get the stream started. I'm going to turn it on roughly around 10 a.m. Pacific time. Okay? We'll do an abridged pre-stream podcast where if I have anything to talk about quickly, I will. If we have quick time for Q&A, and then we're going to go and do a live react. Okay? So how's the live react going to go? Well, it's going to be exactly the same as when I did the Sony State of Play last week. I'll have it, up on my screen, live streaming on YouTube. In fact, I have to find out what's the channel. I don't know if it's the Game Awards will be streaming it or if they have their own channel, Summer Game Fest. I have to look this up today. And get all set up, ready to go for tomorrow. All right? And we'll be live watching it, and I'll be live reacting just like I did. And I'll also be taking notes, and it'll be about 2 hours of live reacting, as long as it's rolling. All right? Now, once it's done, I'll take a break, okay? And then I'll come back right after that break, and I'm going to do what's called my recap reactions. What that means is I'm going to summarize what we just saw at the Summer Game Fest and tell you exactly what I think about each thing that was shown. Because it's very hard to do that when you're live reacting. How can you formulate a full thought and really talk about your full impressions when you're moving on to the next and the next and the next? There's no downtime in between them. It's like segment after segment, right? So I will be doing that. That's my main stream tomorrow. That's my whole main stream. If we have a little bit of extra time at the end, maybe we'll do Q&A or whatever. There's not going to be much time. If the show is 2 hours long and it ends around 1 p.m., I take a break, and I come back and do recap reactions for another hour and a half. We may have an extra half an hour at the end, the tail end. So we'll see what happens, but it should be fun, okay? Now, tomorrow night, the late stream is the conclusion of The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, okay? We're at the very end. There's one dungeon left, and then 2 bosses. That's the end of the game. Likely, I'm going to beat it very quickly, like that, okay? So, the good news here is, not only will we beat that quickly, but I get the feeling there's going to be people who are going to have burning questions about Summer Game Fest, and maybe you didn't get to watch it live, but you'll have a chance to watch it over the day, and maybe you'll want to come by the stream after I finish Zelda, and we'll do a little bit of Q&A then, all right? So we'll see, but it should be a chill, fun day tomorrow with the Summer Game Fest stuff. All right, then on Friday, it's new release day. Now, I've thought about this over the past day. I was trying to figure out in my mind, how on earth am I going to cover the new releases, plus all these React events, plus the launch of PlayStation Plus's new offerings, all in 1 week. And I came to the conclusion after thinking about this, the answer is, I can't. There's just no way. How am I going to play 2 new releases and do all these reacts and look at the PlayStation Plus new program in 1 weekend? It's not possible. I can't, unless I clone myself and I have an extra channel and I'm doing dual streaming at the same time. I just can't do it. Okay? So, after thinking about it, here's the deal. This coming Friday, June 10th, all right, I will be playing the new horror game from Supermassive Games. It's called The Quarry. I will be playing it all day long. Yes, all day long. We'll start off on the first stream 3 hours, and then we'll do another 2 hours on the late stream. You might say, oh, well, that's interesting. What prompted this decision? 2 things prompted this decision. The first thing is that the game now has been reviewed by most outlets. Most outlets are saying it's absolutely great. People love it. A lot of people are actually saying it's better than all of these Dark Pictures anthology games that have come out in the last few years. Although some people are saying, well, as a spiritual successor to Until Dawn, that was the game many years ago that started this series of horror games from Supermassive. And it's not necessarily as good as Until Dawn was, but it's still pretty damn good. Okay? So there you go. Now, how long is the game? About 10 hours long to go through a full run. And every reviewer is saying, no. Just like every one of these Supermassive games, you want to play it at least twice because it will dramatically change the game if you play through it twice and you have certain people live, certain people die, make this choice, make that choice, change the whole outcome of the game. Okay? So that being said, I want to put time into it and hopefully be able to finish it over the weekend. All right? So, on Friday, first stream, the Quarry. Second stream, more of the Quarry. And that's going to get us at least halfway into the game in one sitting, or one day, I should say. And pretty excited, I feel. It's going to be really, really good. If you haven't ever watched my Until Dawn playthrough from back in the day, wow, you missed out. People have, to this day, they tell me that's one of the playthroughs that either got them watching me or still stands out as one of the best playthroughs I've ever done. And every year for the past 3 years, I've been doing these Dark Pictures anthology games. And I'll be honest, I think they're good, but I don't think they're as good as Until Dawn. I agree there. Like, I think that Little Hope was the best. I actually liked House of Ashes a lot, too. And Amanda Medan was just okay for me. But this is a full-fledged 10-plus hour game now, okay? And I'm very excited. I feel like you guys are going to want to see as much of it as possible on Friday. Okay, so let's continue now. Saturday will be more The Quarry on the main stream. So now that means we're going to have 8 hours of The Quarry within the first 2 days of release, okay? Which means we'll be at the very end by the time that we finish that main stream on Saturday. We'll be heading into the home stretch of the game, all right? Saturday night will be Saturday Night Fights. You might say, what the hell? Saturday Night Fights? That's right, because normally it would have been Friday Night Fights, old school Street Fighter. But since I'm doing the Quarry all day long on Friday, Saturday night will be fighting games. Now you might say, well, why are you doing fighting games in the midst of a busy release week? Because it's the last hurrah for this collection. This is a collection that I've played for 4 years. And as much as I hate on it because it really is a poorly made collection, I'm going to have memories of this thing. It was exciting playing this collection every week and sharing those old school memories with all of you for the extended period of time that we did. Understand that when this new collection comes out later this month, Capcom Fighting Collection, there's no Alpha 3, there's no Street Fighter 3 Third Strike in that collection. There's not even Hyper Fighting. What it is it's an amalgamation game that has all the old versions of Street Fighter 2 in it, which is great, and it'll be refreshing and fun. But we're basically saying goodbye to the collection where I've been playing these variety of games for 4 years. So I don't want to skip it. I mean, we're in the last home stretch of this game. Oh, let's just skip it this week. This is only the second to last time I could play the game. No, I don't want to skip it. Okay? So, Saturday night, we will be doing Saturday Night Fights, okay? Now, Sunday is the second big React event of the week. It is the Xbox and Bethesda showcase. Now, this one starts at 10 a.m. Pacific time. That's way earlier than when I would usually be streaming. So, I am going to start my stream even earlier. Normally, my stream would start at 10:45. On Thursday, I'm starting my stream at 10 a.m. On Saturday, I'll be starting my stream at 9 a.m. It's too early. So I'm going to be here. I'm still going to have my nighty-night face mask on. When I go to sleep, I put on the face mask you put on your eyeballs to close out the light and make your eyes not puffy when you sleep. So I'll still be wearing my full pajamas, and I'll probably have my nightcap on, and I'll be sipping a coffee here live while we do this react. All right, maybe not. I'm just going to get up early, obviously. Going to adjust my sleep schedule for this. So, the stream will start at 9 a.m. Pacific time. Just like I said we're doing on Thursday, we'll do like an abridged PreStream podcast. And then, starting at 10 a.m., all right, I will start doing my my live react to the Xbox Bethesda Showcase. Now, from all reports, the show's around 2 hours long. It could go longer, because one of the huge pieces of speculation about the show is that finally we're going to get a full-blown expose about Starfield, the game that's supposedly, on track to be coming out, within a reasonable period of time here. It was supposed to... Is it still coming out in November? I forgot if it got delayed or not. I think it's supposedly still coming out, but a lot of people are thinking it's going to be delayed. They didn't delay it, right? They're still claiming November 10th. Right? No, it did get delayed? Because I never took it off my list here. I can't even remember. It got delayed indefinitely. It's delayed. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move it. I didn't think it was still coming out. I'm pretty sure they had delayed it. There's no new release date, correct? I'm just going to put a question mark on here. Okay. Good. So, what we're expecting is that this will actually be the first real expose on the game. Maybe we'll finally see gameplay. Maybe we'll finally get an explanation of what the game is. Because it's preposterous that they were going to tell us that it was going to come out in November, and we don't even know what the game is. Even, you could even say, well, Bethesda's done that before. Bethesda, remember Fallout 4, where, you know, they didn't even officially announce the game yet, and then all of a sudden they announced it at E3 and said it was coming out in November? Yeah, but it was Fallout 4. Like, we all knew there was a new Fallout in development, and we already knew what the Fallout formula was. We just knew they were going to, you know, improve it or expand upon it. In the case of Starfield, we don't even know what the hell the game is. We have no idea. All we've been hearing is these leaks coming out from people who've worked on the game saying the game ain't anything special. There's space travel, and the space travel is meh, you know. And if everyone's saying that who's worked on the game, then obviously something's going on with it, you know. So we're kind of hoping there will hopefully be gameplay or some kind of a gameplay element explained. Now, this is Xbox Bethesda. Xbox, of course, may have a ton to talk about this year. Why? Because over the past few years, they've bought up a ridiculous amount of game studios. And these game studios have all been working on games. You would hope that after all this time passing, this year would be the year they're finally going to be like, here's like 10 new games you never heard of, and they're going to blow your socks off because they've been working on for a long time, and maybe some of them are even coming out this year. Right now, as of now, Xbox literally has nothing this year. Starfield was the big one that everyone was looking forward to, and it's not coming out this year anymore. So with nothing on the horizon, you've got to think Xbox must have something up their sleeve for this show, especially because it's supposed to be like a 2+ hour show. You know, what are they going to show for 2 hours? There's got to be some good stuff there that we just don't know about. So, let's hope, all right, for the best. Let's hope, okay? So, that's Sunday's show. And like I said, 10 a.m. it starts. I'll be doing live react. As soon as that show ends, just like I'm going to do on Thursday, I'll go on a break, all right? I'll come back from the break. I'll do my recap reactions. Now, typically, I would stream till 4 p.m. Let's see, after the recap reactions, what time it is and all of that, if there's time for maybe Q&A or how I'm feeling. We don't actually know how long this show is going to be, so I can't gauge how long the recap reactions would take either. I guess we'll see, but we'll play it by ear, all right? Now, Sunday night, okay? It's going to be the conclusion of Uncharted 2. I thought I was going to beat this on Monday night. Not even close. I forgot that before you get to the final area of the game, Shangri-La, which is really exciting. Excuse me, not Shangri-La, Shambhala. It is also called Shangri-La, but it's Shambhala is what they call it in the game. That before you get there, there's a bunch of incredibly grindy, annoying as shit, boring, tedious, menial combat segments that just eat up the time of the game. If you take out the boring grindiness of the combat, that game's like 5 hours long and really good. But the grindiness of the combat makes it like 10 hours, 12 hours long. So anyway, that's going to finish Sunday night. We're basically in chapter like 25 of 27, and this is the home stretch. I remember the whole end of the game and the ending segments. So it should be exciting. I hope you guys will join me for that. We'll finish Uncharted 2 Sunday night. Now, Monday, we got a whole other new thing going on, if you can believe it. Like the new release of the Quarry and all these React events weren't enough for this week. Guess what we've got going on Monday? A totally different event. You ready for this? On Monday, which will be June 12th, okay? PlayStation is releasing their new PlayStation Plus subscription tiers here in the United States. So for the first time, us in the States will be able to explore what new games are available and try out all the new service features, okay? Including the live streaming of PlayStation 3 games, which everyone is interested to hear how that's going to go, if it's going to work or not. The quality of the PS1 games that you can download and play. Apparently some of them run at 60 frames per second now, which is wild, but, you know, what exactly are the games that will be available at launch, etc., etc.? How will the service operate? Will it be worth it or not? What are these game demos like? These are all burning questions. So I told you guys I would get this new service, and I would play it for you guys, so we'll see together. So what we're going to do on Monday the 12th, I'm getting the new PlayStation Plus subscription service at the highest tier, and we're going to go through it and explore it for a couple of hours, okay? And we'll see what's on there, and we'll try some things out. I'm very curious to see how things are going to work. All right, we'll probably have like an hour of just walking through, exploring everything, maybe queuing up some games for download, getting some games downloading, and then we go from there, okay? Okay? All right. Proponent, I saw your tip. I'll check that out in a minute. Okay. All right. So Monday we're going to be doing that, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. There's a monkey wrench thrown into that because originally, all right, oh, I didn't get it. Unless it hit my spam, which it might have hit my spam folder. I'm just curious if I can see what it is, what he's talking about. Oh, now I got to load like 4 days of spam to get this to work. Oh, my God. All right, I'll let that load while I continue here with the pre-stream. So, let's get back to it. I'm getting distracted here. Monday, on the stream, first stream, we'll be checking out the new PlayStation Plus and its tiers. But there is something else new going on. Okay, there's something else brand new going on. You ready? What is it? What's this brand new thing going on? Well, Capcom, out of nowhere on Monday, announced they're doing their own showcase. Like, wait, what? So, what this is supposed to be, just to temper, again, like Jeff, I like how Jeff worded this. Temper your expectations. Manage your expectations. Okay? What Capcom is saying is they're going to do this presentation on Monday, but it's nothing new. All they're going to do is follow up on and add tons of additional information to games they just announced at the Sony event, Sony State of Play. So in particular, the two that I'm focused on, and I hope that they have a lot of information about, would be Resident Evil 4 Remake, and of course, the big one for me, Street Fighter 6. I would like lots more information on those two games. Now, if there's more stuff in there, like there's rumors that maybe at Summer Game Fest there'll be other Capcom games announced, surprise announcements. If that's the case, I'm excited. I am, but we'll see. So Monday's event is supposed to be just follow-up and more information on already existing games. That's at 3 p.m. Pacific time. So what's Monday's stream going to be? 2 hours of me exploring the new PS Plus tiers. And then at 3 p.m. we shut that down and we do another live react to the Capcom showcase. And then I do my recap reactions afterward. This is an insane week. This is like crazy unprecedented shit. It just really is. Like, it's out of control. It's absolutely out of control what's going on here with this amount of stuff. I don't think I've ever, and by the way, I think I got your email now, Ponage. I'm going to move it to my main inbox here. I think what it is I believe Ponage has tried to help out here this week, and I believe he bought me some Xbox digital codes so that to help out with the cost of the Quarry, which is awesome if that's the case. But I need to move this to my inbox because at this point, I get so much spam in my email that it's actually getting quite hard to even use it for anything. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, there's so much excessive amount of spam that I get that a lot of the times, I get important, meaningful emails just hit the fucking spam box. And I can't really do anything about that. There's nothing I can really do to fix that. It's just a symptom of, since I've been a content creator on the internet, I've had a public email for over a decade. So, of course, what's going to happen is over time, there's just going to be more bullshit. Every day I get hundreds of garbage emails that go to the spam filter. But now I think the spam filter is just, so inundated. So, give you an example. Last week, it was, Monday or Sunday. I think it was Sunday. I said, just for the hell of it for the week, let me check out my spam folder. I look, and there's, no exaggeration, 5 to 7 requests for unbans that I never saw because the spam caught them. So there's people who are getting banned and they want to get unbanned and I can't even see the emails requests anymore. So if it keeps staying this bad, what I may do is create a new email account or have like a public email account, because my moderators have actually tossed around this idea that we create kind of a shared email account that we all can access, but it's only for business purposes. Like if someone wants an unban, or if someone has something they want to throw by me, oh, maybe I'll donate something for the stream like this. In this case, like a digital code or something, like that's what it would be for. And that way, even if I'm busy and I miss it, one of my moderators can tag me later and be like, hey, Phil, just so you know, there's 3 unban requests today and someone has a question for you or something like that. We're kind of thinking about working on something like that, only because it's hard for me to do it all. You know, I like the idea of being personal with you and you guys being able to send me emails and stuff, but the spam filter's out of control at this point. There's so much bullshit. So anyway, that's neither here nor there. Ponage, I'm pretty sure I got it, and we'll do that when we do shout outs. I'll take a look and we'll see, and we'll go from there. Okay? Cool. Okay. I need a secretary. I don't know that I need a secretary. I need a receptionist. D-Man Games, here's the thing. He's talking about what kind of emails do you get. I'm not even gonna bother. The thing is, when you talk publicly about shit, it doesn't help anything. So I'm not even gonna bother talking about it. Okay. All right. Anyway, we keep getting derailed here. So let's talk about Monday again for like the 10th time. I keep getting derailed. So Monday, my final streaming day of this week, we're gonna start off exploring the new PlayStation Plus tiers for about 2 hours. Then I'm gonna switch over and we're gonna do the live react to the Capcom event, and then I'm gonna do my recap reactions. The late stream on Monday, I'm leaving open, okay? But here's the thing. I know there's going to be 2 separate groups that are going to want different things. Some people are going to be like, Phil, you didn't finish the Quarry, right? Like I will have played it 5 hours on Friday and 3 hours on Saturday and not even touched it on Sunday. So there's going to be some people like, dude, finish it. Finish your first run of the Quarry for the week, so that way you're not leaving us hanging. You're at the epic conclusion. What's going to happen, right? Who lives, who dies, what's going to happen in your playthrough. But at the same time, you're going to have some people who may be like, well, you only checked out PlayStation Plus for 2 hours, right? Can we do more of that? I'm of the impression, me personally, I feel like the PlayStation Plus thing can wait. And we could do that more next week. But I know some people might want it right away. I don't know. I guess we're going to see. All right? But I'm thinking Monday night, probably we'll finish the Quarry. We'll finish our first run. Okay? And then so next week, the goal of next week will be finish WWE 2K22, which I probably have one more stream left, and then that game's done. And then do my second run of the Quarry, where I'm going to do alternate choices and try to get people either alive or dead, whatever happened to my first run, try to change it up for the second run. And then check out more PlayStation Plus stuff during the week. Probably more Pac-Man Museum Plus. There'll also be my final ever stream of the Capcom 30th Anniversary Collection. So it'll be a good mix of variety and stuff next week. Okay? Now, you may have noticed something. A glaring omission that I have not mentioned as of yet, and some people might actually want to know. All right, what's going on with the other hot game coming out this week? What is the other hot game, right? Well, the other game is Mario Strikers Battle League. What is Mario Strikers Battle League? Well, it's a sports game, but it's a first-party Nintendo sports game, much like Mario Tennis or all the other ones that they've done over the years, where it's all the cast of Mario games playing in a competitive sport. Okay, so it's interesting because they haven't done one of these in years. I think the last one was Mario Tennis. Wasn't that like 3-4 years ago? So it's been a long time since we've had one of these. However, I was under the impression all this time that this game was going to actually have like an interesting story mode to it to play through. Mario Tennis did have that. Mario Tennis had an interesting story mode, even though it was very challenging and hard. It was a fun story to go through. And then I felt, then it will also have competitive multiplayer to try out. From what I'm going to understand now, people are telling me there's no story mode in this game. It's like kind of bare bones. It's just like competitive play, and that's really it. The game is designed only around the competitive play of the game. So if that's the case, number one, I'm already kind of turned off. Like, no story mode. That's not super interesting to me because I don't care about getting competitive at this game. You know what I'm saying? But in addition to that, this is just a crazy week. It's coming out, I feel, at a week where, like, no one's going to care about this game. Everyone's going to be talking about all these gaming conferences. The Quarry is the hot release. Everyone's already talking about it right now, how excited they are for the Quarry to come out. So I feel like this game already is being completely overshadowed by everything else going on at this time. Okay? And with all of that, it's like, do I really want to try to figure out how to... First of all, I'm going to buy it, and you know these Nintendo games are expensive. You would think, oh, Mario Strikers, that'll probably be like a $30 game. No, of course not. It's first party, so it's probably just going to be an absolutely ridiculous, over-the-top, crazy, expensive fucking Nintendo game. Yeah, there you go. My Ruin says it's like an old fighting game arcade mode. You just play against AI, but there's no story, no endings, nothing. Wow. So there you have it. So, what I can tell you is this. Considering this week and all the stuff I'm doing already this week that I'm very excited for, and I know you guys are excited for now it's a skip. Now, I'm not saying that I won't go back and play it if you guys demand it and if there's time for it. So this next coming week, my goal, not this week now, but the week after, my goal is to finish up stuff because there's so many new releases coming out after. Just listen to this, okay? You're going to want to hear this. So after next week, we've got Sonic Origins on June 23rd, Capcom Fighting Collection on June 24th, Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes on June 24th. That's a maybe for me. I don't know if I'm playing it. And Cuphead, the Delicious Last Course DLC on June 30th. So within that 1 week, we've got multiple big new releases that I'm going to be playing and covering in depth. So that's going to be my major stuff going on during the weeks, okay? So I'm going to need to basically try to finish up as much as I can before then. So I need to try to finish WWE. I need to try to finish my second run in the Quarry, okay? And any other lingering playthroughs that may still be going on, I need to try to wrap up before those new games release. So, do I really want to start Mario Strikers then? So we'll see. Mario Strikers is off the table for this week. It's just not going to happen. There's no time for it. There's no story. There's no major demand. It was kind of a thing I said I was going to do because it looked like this week was going to be nothing much, and I was just going to be doing those 2 new releases. But now we've got all these events happening in a short period of time. That's my major focus. The live reacts, the recap reactions, covering the Quarry is basically my major focus. And of course, PlayStation Plus, new tiers, is my major focus for the week. Okay? And next week next week I may be doing other streams for the PS Plus tiers since likely 2 hours is not enough to cover the whole thing, let's be honest. In fact, that may be what I do as soon as I come back on Tuesday. On Wednesday. Maybe that's what we'll do is first stream we do more PS Plus stuff, late stream is my second run of the Quarry starts or something like that. Okay? Now, one other thing. At this point, with the crazy amount of stuff going on, this means that after today, Skyrim is likely going to be on hiatus for a little bit. I don't know for how long, but what's more than likely going to happen, since now, both Zelda Link to the Past and Uncharted 2 will conclude this week, the night streams may be freed up a little bit, and Skyrim may now become a late night stream again. So Skyrim After Hours may begin again, starting this week. Remember, Skyrim was only brought into the mainstream slot because there was nothing going on, and now we have a lot going on, okay? So Skyrim likely will be bumped to the late streams, okay? Darkness just said something interesting. He says, I don't understand how supermassive games are pumping out good decision-based games, but Quantic Dream is nowhere to be seen. Yeah, so Quantic Dream, David Cage's studio, came out with Detroit Become Human years ago. The highest rated, most acclaimed game that Quantic Dream ever put out. It sold in droves. It sold way above expectations of what they thought, and people memed about this game all over the internet. Okay? So whatever happened to Quantic Dream? If you haven't heard this, they're kind of in a bad way. Apparently David Cage, people tried to cancel him. I don't exactly remember for what. I don't know if they went back to his past and found problematic posts or something. But basically, people have been trying to cancel David Cage, and there was a big falling out at the studio where apparently a lot of the game developers who were working on his games got pissed off and quit. So I believe whatever the hot new game they've been working on has been stuck in development hell for a bit. Not to say it'll never come out, but if that hadn't happened, probably another game would have come out by now. But apparently behind the scenes this was happening, and then the story kind of got squashed. Like, no one's been talking about it for like a year, but I guess this has been going on. I wouldn't be surprised to actually get some new information about a Quantic Dream game tomorrow during Summer Games Fest. I actually would be like, oh, you know, okay, that would make sense if we actually got maybe at least an announcement of whatever their new game is, because right now we don't even know. What they were working on, supposedly, they were saying it was like the biggest scoped game they've ever worked on. New technology was being integrated into this game and everything. So, yeah, I know for a fact they're working on a Star Wars game. That was discussed. But I think they're working on another game as well, like an original game and a Star Wars game. Don't know, you know, we don't know yet. We just honestly just don't know. Wish I had an answer about that. I mean, because Quantic Dream makes amazing, you know, choice-based games as well. And it is kind of shitty that they haven't made one in a million years. I know. It's been a long fucking time. So. Okay. So there you have it. So, what a crazy week. Let me very quickly recap this again. Today, it is Skyrim Dawnguard DLC. But after today, I can't even tell you the next time we're playing Skyrim. We'll see. Tonight, Pac-Man Museum Plus, a nice chill stream, and I'm glad we're doing that tonight because, again, I don't know when the next chance that we'll get to play that game, so let's enjoy it today. Today's the calm before the crazy storm, all right? Now, tomorrow, Summer Game Fest, starting at 10 a.m. Pacific time. The stream starts early. The actual live react starts at 11. I live react, and then after that, recap reactions. The late stream tomorrow night is the conclusion of The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, followed by probably some Q&A. Friday, all day long, it's the Quarry. Okay? Quarry, all day long, 5+ hours of fun, narrative-based horror gameplay. Saturday, more of the Quarry, paired with a late-night stream of Saturday Night Fights, only the second to last time I'm playing the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection. Then on Sunday, I'm reacting to the Xbox Bethesda Showcase. It starts at 10 a.m., so my stream starts at 9 a.m., even earlier than usual. Live react, after that, recap reactions. The late stream on Sunday night will be the conclusion of Uncharted 2. Then on Monday, I'm going to be exploring the new PlayStation Plus tiers on the first stream at 3 p.m. That stops, and I react to the Capcom Showcase, okay? Monday night, likely it's the conclusion of my first run in the Quarry, and that's the streaming week. What a hell of a week. What a week. Holy shnikes. This is a crazy week. Like, it's going to be whirlwind for me. And seriously, like, for me, you know, my stream times are going to be skewed and off, and I'm going to be running around going crazy trying to do everything all at once. It's going to be absolutely insane. Okay? So, woo! I hope you guys are excited for this. It took me 40 minutes to get through that because it's such a crazy week. I knew this PreStream podcast was going to be like this. Even without even getting into anything outside of the schedule, look how long we're talking, right? Because it's a crazy-ass week coming this week. Now, this week will be also an interesting test, and here's what I mean by that. This week very much is a test for me. I want to see how will these live react events perform, and here's what I mean by that. Before this year, I never did these. It was always just I do recap react videos, right? This year, I'm doing it differently. You want to see the live reacts, so I'm going to do them. But I'll be honest with you. As of now, it's been about a week since I reacted to the Sony State of Play last week, which was my first live react I ever did to one of these events. It's got about 5,000 views on DSPGaming. I mean, it's good, but it's certainly not, wow, Phil finally did react like we've been asking for 5 years, and now we all came out in droves to watch it because we were very excited for it. It's more like, yeah, he did it, and we'll watch it casually. It wasn't really that exciting. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought, from the way you guys were hyping it up, right, that it would obviously be way more popular, but it wasn't. Now, I'm not complaining. It was still a fun thing to do. 5,000 views compared to my regular videos that I put out on DSPGaming is quite good. So don't get the wrong impression. But, you know, for the amount of hype and demands that I got, and I mean that, it wasn't like, oh, casually request that Phil do this. It was like, you must do what everyone else does. You must live react because they're popular. Why aren't you live reacting? you're really shooting yourself in the foot. You're losing out on revenue. You're losing out on popularity. You're losing out on views. Your channel would grow if you did this. Why aren't you doing it? You know, it's pretty insane. So, this week I'm doing 3 of them. 3 reacts. Let's see how they all do. How many people will show up for the streams? Will people support those streams? How many people will watch the videos on demand on YouTube? Will people support those videos? Or is it going to be like, oh, Phil's doing 3 of these in 1 week. Ah, it's no big deal, right? I don't know. I don't know. I honestly don't know how people are going to react, but I hope that you guys will join me for these during the week, and let's see how it goes. This is, for me, like I said, this is an interesting experiment. Now, if I do it this week, and quite frankly, it's not that exciting and people don't really care about it, if I'm streaming early and no one's on the streams because I'm streaming early, then I don't see the reason to keep doing it. I'm just being honest. You know, again, this is a big step for me to do these events. I have to change my schedule around to be here on time to live react to said events. You know, this is a little different than what I would usually do, and it is extra work. I'm okay with doing it if you guys find value in it. But if I do it this week and no one really cares, then I'm probably not going to keep doing them. So let's see what happens. All right? It really very much is kind of a scientific experiment for me, right? I'll be recording many different factors and aspects and reactions to it, and we'll see how it goes and go from there. All right? Worst case scenario, if I do all this week and it doesn't do very well, then I'll go back to doing what I used to do, the recap reaction stuff, and I won't have to stress so much about changing my schedule around and live reacting. You know what I'm saying? Okay. There you go. Now, a few things to cover here. Somehow, we gained members when I was off. How the hell did that happen? That never happens. I couldn't even tell you once ever that I took a day off, I came back, and we had more members. Same thing on Twitch. Whenever I took a day off on Twitch, it was like you'd always dip in subscribers, and somehow we got more. I don't even know how that happened. I'm certainly not complaining. Hey, the more the merrier, the more support, great. And I hope you guys are really enjoying your memberships with all these gifted memberships that people have gotten. All right? But I'm shocked. I'm flabbergasted. I don't know how we gained more when I was off. Who came to the channel and said, oh, this channel is not streaming today. Let me become a member. I don't know, but thank you, whoever that was. All right? Now, a couple quick things. I just want to warn everyone. In about a week and a half, all right? Roughly a week and a half, 2 weeks, but it's more like, it's going to be like around the very middle of June. I don't know the exact date. That's going to be the 1 month anniversary of when I gained gifted memberships here on YouTube. If you remember, within the first 2 days that I got gifted memberships, I got like over 100. All right? So I firmly expect that sometime in the next week to week and a half, it's going to go from like 600 down to like 4 something. It's just going to go, boo! There's nothing you can do about it. They're all gifted. Now, what I would hope is that some of you who are here having those gifted memberships have enjoyed having them over the last few weeks, and maybe some of you will be inspired to continue said memberships, all right? Or maybe someone else will be inclined to support the channel and the viewers here, and when the memberships expire, maybe someone else will gift more memberships, all right? We'll see. But this is what I mean about gifted memberships and how much they help, because what's going to happen is this channel will start to see some organic growth as a result of having those gifted memberships. Undoubtedly, it's going to happen. Some of the people who got them actually are going to want to keep them, all right? So that's excellent, and I'm very happy about that. And, you know, thank you again to those who gifted the memberships or joined as a member in the last month. Okay? If you didn't get one yet, sorry about that. I know there's a lot of weird qualification things on YouTube when it comes to getting them. Some people said if you're on an account that's considered a brand account, you can't get it. Even if you didn't intend for your channel to be a brand account, it could be a brand account, and you can't get gifted memberships on a brand account. Don't ask me how that works. Some people still haven't figured out how to do the opt-in to get one, because it's weird that you have to opt in to get them. You can't just get it like you could on Twitch. I know, it's a very weird system here. But, you know, congrats to those who have them. Let's see how else, you know, this month pans out. The good news is we've already hit all of the goals for the month. And going in line with that, I told you guys today we would do something special. We're going to do it right now. So, right now I just made a post, a members only post, okay, on my DSP Gaming channel on the community tab. What the post is, it is a thread by which if you're a member, all 615 of you in climbing, can start nominating a game that you want to see me do a viewer's choice playthrough of. What does that mean? It means it's going to be a game that I'm going to do a full playthrough, both on stream and on demand on YouTube of, over the summer months when there's not a lot going on in the realm of new releases. It's going to be a balance between other games that I'm playing. Now, the only criteria that I'm instituting at this point, all right, no lengthy RPGs and no visual novels. Now, please understand there's always been a requirement for viewer's choice. I'm not doing playthroughs of multiplayer games. They're not games that you can do a playthrough of. You know what I'm saying? So, has to be a game that has a start and a finish. Has to be a game that is not a lengthy RPG, and it has to be a game that's not a visual novel. The idea of this event is to have a game that I can play over the slower summer months of July, August, until we get to the fall and finish the playthrough up by the fall, so that way it's not lingering in the midst of all the new releases coming out. Okay, that's the whole point of this event right now. So, if you go to that thread and you say, I nominate Phoenix Wright, you're just wasting your time. I'm not playing Phoenix Wright. It's an insanely long visual novel. It takes too long. It kills my voice. That's not the point of this playthrough over the summer. No, we're not doing that. You know, if you're not, I want Phil to play Tales of Vesperia or something. I'm not doing a lengthy JRPG right now. I'm just not. If anything, as I told you guys, one of the RPGs I'm actually really interested in playing coming up would be Earthbound. It's one of my favorite RPGs of all time. Okay, and I want to play it again. I've only done one playthrough of it ever during the Summer of Retro 9 years ago. This time around, I would actually like to go back and play it with you guys interactively. I think that would be a good one, okay? So, please think of games that are not RPGs, that are not visual novels, and not a multiplayer experience. It has to be a game that has a beginning and an end. And please start nominating in the members-only thread. Now, not only is there going to be a members-only thread, there's also going to be a public thread that I'm going to post up right now. Boom. So now the members have a post and the public have a post. If you're a member, yes, you can nominate twice if you want. You can nominate something in the members poll, and you can also nominate games in the public poll, not the poll, the post. The members post and the public post, okay? So those are now live, all right? Please get to it, because obviously the more nominations I get, the better. The more income. Boy, that was a little Freudian slip. The more input I get, the better. Excuse me. Excuse my mispronunciation of the word input. Okay. So the more input I get, the better. I want as many nominations as possible. And then I'll tally them up in about probably, what is it today? The 8th? So probably let's give it like a week and a half, 2 weeks. Okay? Because what I'd like to do is maybe the final week of the month we do the poll. What I'll do is I'll take the most nominated game from the members. That makes it to the poll. and then maybe like 3 or 4 other most nominated games from the public, and that makes it to the final poll. And then we have one big final poll for what game will be the summertime playthrough, viewer's choice. Okay? My Ruin says I can make a giant wish list of games or just one game. Here's the thing, My Ruin. You can. If you want to post up 20 games, go ahead, but understand what you're going to want to do. Here's how I say to go about doing these events. You want to try to pick a game that, number one, you think is going to have a high chance of being played. If you pick a super ultra obscure game that no one's ever heard of, like Tommy Toodle's Twisting Tunnels of Terror, Volume 3, downloadable indie game no one ever heard of, I'm probably not playing T. See? I'm probably not playing that game. No one else is going to nominate it. But if you know a game that other people might know and say, oh, I want to rally support for this game, then post it up and say, hey, guys, come on, back this nomination. The whole point is to try to get whatever game you want to see to be played to get nominated more than just you. Because the games that are the most nominated will be the ones to hit the poll. You see? There's no point in just posting up Tommy Toodle's Twisting Tunnels of Terror when no one knows what the fuck Tommy Toodle's is. No one's going to re-nominate that game. It's never going to make it to the poll. You got to try to get rallying support for something, okay? So that's that. Just think of it this way. If you post up one game and you say, I really stand by this game and here's why, everyone else please nominate this game, or if you say, here's 40 games I'm interested in, no one's going to read that. I'll have to, but no one else is. So you're not going to rally any more support for those games, you see? Okay. All right, I shouldn't be so harsh on Tommy Toodles. All right. I take it back. Tommy Toodle's Twisting Tunnels of Terror, Quintuple T. We should make that game now. Quintuple T. Maybe need some love. All right. Now, another quick thing that I should say, if you nominate a game that I've already done a full playthrough of, and in particular, if you nominate a game I did a full playthrough of recently, no one's going to want to see that. You know what I mean? Like someone might be saying, oh, I want to see Phil play Grand Theft Auto 3. I just played it. No one's going to fucking back that. They're going to want to see something different. Or, if you say, oh, I want to see Phil play Grand Theft Auto 5. I haven't played that in a million years. That might be an interesting playthrough people want to see again at this point because it's been so long. But nominating something I just did, like, what's the point? No one's going to want to see that shit again, Okay. Now, so there you go. Please start nominating. I'm excited for this. I hope you guys are too. And I'm curious to start reading your nominations over the next couple of weeks. And after I said, we'll probably have that run for around 2 weeks. Then I'll count up the nominations, make the poll. We'll have the poll start going, and you guys will start voting. All right? Now, another thing we need to start talking about, not a hurry yet, but one thing we need to start talking about is the next React event. Because we did lock into a Tier 2 members reward, which was a new React event, okay? Excuse me. Now, I already told you guys, once I was done with the John and Howard React, I'm not doing drama again. I refuse. So what's possible? Well, I would say we could react to a documentary from either Frederick Knudsen, the Down the Rabbit Hole series, or June the King. He does a bunch of different documentary-style videos on his channel regarding internet content creators over the years, okay? Or there's a third channel that does things like supernatural countdowns, true crime stories, and things like that, all right? Now, if anyone else has any other suggestions of something that I could react to that's viable as well, let me know, and maybe I could work in the next week or two. If there's something really good, maybe there's something that I could do that's, I could get permission. I have to get permission. I can just do it. I have to get permission, okay? I have permission for those 3 things. So we'll start talking about this over the next couple of weeks, and eventually by the end of the month, we'll likely do a poll of what it'll be. The thing is, I'm in no rush to do another React. I just did one on Saturday. I'm doing 3 this week. I'm not going to keep doing them. It's going to oversaturate, you see. I figure we can give it a couple of weeks off from React stuff, and then maybe I could come back either the very last week of June or maybe the first week of July and do another special event. Oh, God. No, Hobo X, I did not. He says that I looked into a speedrunning documentary channel. I did not. That'd be interesting to me, but if you could maybe email me information about it, I would appreciate that. As soon as I'm off the stream, I'm not going to remember that you mentioned that. But that sounds interesting to me. A documentary about speedrunning actually sounds pretty good. Okay. So, please Give me some suggestions. Let me know what you think. We'll start this discussion, I'm sure, in interactions in the next couple of weeks, and then we'll start talking about it more seriously near the end of this month, and we'll set a date, and we'll have a hyped up event, marathon event, just like we just did with the John and Howard thing. Okay? It might be something that we do that's more than one. Like maybe I could watch one video that's a supernatural countdown, a true crime documentary that's like a half an hour, and then we do something else too. It doesn't all have to be one thing. Just because I was reacting to 2.5 hour long videos that took 8 hours to react to doesn't mean the next one has to only be one subject matter. Okay? Okay. All right. So I think we finally gotten through all that. Let's do a little segment called Phil's Day Off. Oddly enough, this is working now. You noticed that, right? It started working fully again. I don't know. Okay. Yesterday was my day off. It was a very busy day for me. It was also a very warm day here in Washington State. Probably high 70s, low 80s. So we were sweating it out as my wife and I were going around doing what we needed to do, including grocery shopping, pet supplies, running other errands. We had an appointment we had to make it to in the afternoon. All right. I really only have 2 things to talk about my day off. The first is, as I'm grocery shopping, I start to make observations, and just a little maybe mini rant I want to go on, and a little bit of frustration, okay? So first of all, I've begun to notice that at my local grocery store, not just there, but other ones too, like all the grocery stores, increasingly now have more and more ads in the store, all right? Now, obviously, when you're in a grocery store, there's products there to be sold, and this has always been a thing. Any store you go to, any retail store, you may see at the end of an aisle a big featured thing, a big cardboard cutout that's an ad for the product that's right there being sold. Or you may be walking down an aisle, and all of a sudden you see a big stand-up with a bunch of product on it. And you're like, why is this here blocking the aisle? Like, what is this? So if you're not aware of this, and this is at least in the United States, I don't know if they do this other countries. These companies actually pay the grocery store chain money to prominently feature their products in the stores. It's a paid placement. It's not just like, oh, they just decide to feature those specific products or anything like that. It's basically like it's a way to make money. It's a money-making venture to them, okay? So that being said, it's annoying. Why? If you're going to the grocery store and you know what you want, and you have a list, like, I want to get through here and just get my shit. Oh, fucking ads over here, ads over here, ads over there. Everywhere you go, half the aisle, if you're there at a busy time, half the aisle's blocked by these standee bullshit things. Like, get them the fuck out of my way. I can't even get through the aisle with the other people here because half the aisle is blocked by this fucking ad shit. You just want to pick it up and smash it on the ground. Just smash it into pieces. Say, fuck you. You stomp it. Fuck this ad. Get it out of my face. Right? All right. Maybe that's just me. But I hate that shit. It's very annoying. Just get it out of the way. In fact, it just so happened that when I was grocery shopping this week, all right, it was busy. I don't know why, because I always go at the same time. I go in the mornings, usually, before I go out to do their stuff the rest of my day. Why on a Tuesday morning the grocery store had so many people in it, I have no idea, but it did. It had a lot of people. And there's this elderly guy. He can't even walk. He's in one of the motorized scooter things trying to drive through. He's stuck. And he says to me, I'm in line waiting to check out. And behind me, he's stuck in the aisle. He says, hey, young man, can you help me? So I had to move the standee thing out of the way because he couldn't even fit through the fucking aisle. It was just his cart. And the standee was so wide, he couldn't fit the fucking cart, the scooter through it. I had to move it out of his way. And he goes, why is this here? I can't even shop because there's so much of this shit in the store. And I was like, I have to agree with you. This is stupid. It's one thing if you want to advertise a few products. Every aisle has 10 of these things now. How much money does the grocery store have to make? Oh, by the way, if you guys weren't aware, grocery stores made record profits during the pandemic. It wasn't like, oh, the grocery stores really died off and man, they really need to make up for that lost revenue. They made more money than historically ever during the fucking pandemic. And now they have to take on an exorbitant amount of advertisements. Sure they do. It's called fucking greed. Now, one other thing that pissed me off at the grocery store. I've told you guys this before, so I'm not ashamed to mention it. I have a disease called gout. This is the disease where I have imbalanced acid levels in my body. In particular, it's uric acid that tends to build up higher in my bloodstream than most other people's. And it's due to many different factors. You know, unhealthier lifestyle earlier on in my life, like about 10 years ago. Eating too much of certain kinds of foods, like red meat. Drinking too much. As I told you guys in my past, I drank way too fucking much. So there's all these factors. It's also hereditary. My aunt had it, and I never knew. And then when I told my parents I had it, my aunt fesses up, oh yeah, I've had gout my whole life. I just never told anybody. Right. So anyway, the reason I'm bringing this up is because today, it's not that big of a deal. Very rarely do I get any kind of a flare-up with gout. And the reason is because I've adjusted my lifestyle. I don't eat those foods like red meat and shellfish and incredibly fatty foods like I used to eat all the time. I don't drink as much. You know, every once in a while I'll have a drink, but I used to be drinking all the time, and now I don't drink nearly as much anymore as I used to. And other lifestyle changes and things, all right? One of the lifestyle changes that I instituted is I started drinking cherry juice, tart cherry juice in particular. Now, online, you do a little bit of research, and they says, oh, tart cherry juice is a remedy for gout because, number one, cherry juice lowers your uric acid levels in your body. And number two, it's an anti-inflammatory that stops inflammation in general in the joints. And that's what happens with gout. When you have too much uric acid buildup, all of a sudden in your foot, your big toe, and all the joints connected swell up like a balloon because there's these crystals, uric acid crystals that have built up that are stabbing you in the joint. And it causes monstrous inflammation and tons of pain. It's incredibly painful, excruciatingly painful if you get a really bad flare-up, okay? Since I started drinking this juice, which, by the way, is very healthy for you. There's not like no sugar added juice. It's 100%. It tastes like shit. But I have it one glass a day at dinner, a big glass of it. All of a sudden, like, I don't get flare-ups anymore. It kind of cured it almost, okay? Not to say that if I don't eat poorly, if I eat poorly for a whole week, yeah, I'm going to get it again. But in general, this juice works. And it's funny because at one point, I was actually questioning. I was saying, I wonder if this juice really works. I'm going to test it. And 1 week, was it last year? I don't remember exactly when it was. It might have been last year or the year before. One of these weeks, I said, I'm just not going to get the juice. And for a week, I didn't drink it, and my fucking foot went whoop. I was like, my foot, why did I do this to myself? And it took, no exaggeration, about a month of drinking the juice again to get enough of it into my system, into my metabolism, that the swelling went down, and it hasn't come back since. Okay? Why am I telling you this? Because yesterday, I go to the grocery store, and I look, and the fucking shelf is empty. They're out of stock of cherry juice. Now, to clarify, this cherry juice, all right, there's different brands of it that you can buy. There's the store brand, the middle of the road brand, and the incredibly expensive over-the-top organic brand. Store brand for a bottle of this juice, which is roughly 2 giant cups, which I drink 1 cup a day, is like $3 to $4. It's fucking expensive. You're talking it's like $2 a glass, but I need it. I need it for my health purposes. I have to get this. I tried not drinking it, and my fucking foot explodes. Okay? The middle of the line tart cherry juice, which is not the store brand, it's more of a regular brand. And I'm not kidding, is like $7 a bottle. So you're talking from $3 to $4 to $7 a bottle. It's almost double the cost. The expensive brand, the organic one, is $9.50 a fucking bottle for 2 cups of juice. Okay? So obviously, I need the store brand, right? I need the cheap one. I don't have $20, $30 a week to drop on cherry juice. It's fucking insane. So, the store brand is gone. I was like, what is this? Why is it gone? This is stupid. So I looked down, and they just happen to have enough of the middle of the road brand, which is more expensive. I don't like getting it. And by the way, it doesn't taste any better. It'll taste like shit. It's tart cherry juice. It's not meant to be good tasting. So I grabbed her, and I'm like, I gotta buy the more expensive one this week. This sucks. It's literally an increase of $10 to $15 of cost for me. For nothing. It's the same juice, just a different brand. Well, it is what it is. So I grabbed the 3, I put them in my cart. So now I'm checking out, right? I'm in line to check out. And I'm just looking around, I'm killing time, I'm waiting for the line. I'm looking around, I'm like, there's an end cap, okay, on one of the aisles, where basically it's all store brand stuff. They're advertising store brand product. And they've got some chips, they've got different things, and then it's like juices. And it's like cranberry, pomegranate, cherry. There it is. These dumb fucks at the store are so stupid. They emptied the normal shelf of the product in the aisle where it's supposed to be and moved it all to the end cap to create an advertisement. Now, the thing is, that's not a third-party product. That's not like, oh, Ruffles paid to have their chips advertised and they paid to have that ad space. That's the company. That's the store brand. They actively chose to do this. So they took all the product off of the shelf where it's supposed to be, where everyone would look for it, and they put it at a random end cap nowhere near the aisle it's supposed to be, and people are just supposed to psychically fucking know it's there. What idiot runs these fucking stores? How dumb can you fucking be? No one's going to know the product's there, so no one's going to buy it. So it's just going to sit there unsold. Meanwhile, people are going to the aisle to buy it, and it's not there. So I might have ended up not buying the store brand, which was the intention of the end cap display, and buying the more expensive premium brand because the morons are so dumb, they emptied the fucking shelf on the regular aisle to fill the end cap ad. Like how, I don't know how stupid you could possibly be. How do you run a grocery store and that's how you do it and no, you don't think twice about how dumb you are? Like, anyway, that being said, I finally, yes, I grabbed it. I was like, now I don't have to spend $15 extra this week on juice because it's the one I fucking buy. And I was happy about it. So anyway, that's my little rant for my grocery store rant for today. Outside of that, basically there wasn't much else going on. If you want to know what we had for dinner, we actually ordered pizza. And we actually did something a little different. We didn't get shitty delivery pizza. Like we didn't get fast food garbage pizza. We ordered pizza from a restaurant. There's a restaurant out here that does pan-style pizza. What's hilarious is they call it deep dish. It's not deep dish. They don't know what deep dish is, but they call that. It's pan-style pizza. So you may not realize this, but back in the day, Pizza Hut used to be all pan-style pizza. What that is, it's a iron pan that's actually quite deep. All right, it's about this deep. Okay, and when the pizza cooks, it rises. It's this puffy, chewy, delicious, buttery dough. And then they put various toppings on. And when you cut it, it's actually almost like a piece of pie. Now, it's not Chicago-style deep dish. It's nothing like that. Chicago-style deep dish is like literal pie. It's like very little like a cracker crust. And then it's like layers of cheese and meat. That's not what this is. It's a rising, fluffy, chewy, buttery dough with some toppings on top. Okay? It's quite good. It's quite delicious. It's very different from typical pizza, but it's very, very good. And we hadn't had this kind of pizza in like a year and a half, maybe, that long. We haven't had it in that long. So we got it delivered, and you get one large. It's huge. We each ate like 2-3 pieces, and there's still 5 pieces left. Like, damn, that's a good pizza, and it's good value, too, because you get leftovers, too. We got... Now, don't freak out, but we got Hawaiian. My wife actually loves Hawaiian pizza with the pineapple and ham. This one also had big chunks of tomato. She really likes that. So I like it too. So I enjoyed it. But I know some people freaking pineapple on the pizza. No one has that. We like it. So if you don't like it, too bad. You're foolish. It's very delicious. It's my opinion. You're a fool if you don't like Hawaiian pizza. Okay. So that was Phil's day off. Nothing too spectacular or special to talk about there. All right. All right. Let's get the shout outs. On the YouTube side of things, shout out to Jade, who has re-upped his membership today at the 13-month level. And that means that he earned the very nice Regal Crown badge. Okay. And he says, I'm excited. 13 months, member on the channel. Yes. And we're excited to have you. And I'm glad you earned the Regal Crown today, Jade. Congratulations. Okay. I do agree, Lights Versal. I think ranch on pizza is disgusting. I tried it that once. Remember, I did it on DSP Tries It. Was it last year? I thought it was vile. I dipped my pizza in ranch. I took a bite. I was like, what the fuck is this? This is so nasty. Anyway. All right. Now we get to some tips. The first tip of the day is from Ponage 101, who did the $5 tip. And he had said that he had sent me an email. And I believe he's donated some Xbox Live codes. Okay. Thank you for that, Ponage, if that is the case. I appreciate that, and I did get your email, so I will do that later today, likely between the streams. I'm not gonna do it now live when we're getting ready to start, but I will enter that. I will check those out and enter those during the streams. And go from there, and then I'll let everyone know what's up with that. It sounds like you basically, are trying to help me with the cost of the Quarry, in which case I'll play the Quarry on Xbox. That's fine. No problem there. So, okay, cool. Thank you, Ponage, for the support. Then we've got Rob on Wheels, who tipped $5, and he says, random question. It may have been Tommy Dreamer's nickname. Do you believe, like me, that Mick Foley was more of an innovator of violence in wrestling? I mean, from what I've seen, keep in mind, I didn't watch the old school Mick Foley stuff. I wasn't watching ECW. I wasn't watching WCW. I only basically saw his WWE stuff when he came in as Mankind, and then later on he went to Cactus Jack and Mick Foley in general. But yeah, I mean, I think what he did, he was one of the major proponents of that ultra violence, but making it more mainstream. Like, look at the shit he did. He got thrown off a fucking Hell in a Cell. He bleeding all over the place. Pretty crazy. Because back then, he was the one who kind of made that synonymous and popular with WWE. And then over the years, WWE phased all that out, right? But yeah, I would say he's likely one of the major, if not the major guy who made that kind of wrestling mainstream for WWE. All right, and Rob on Wheels, another $1.50 tip, and says, no Kaito-san DLC. I don't know how long the Kaido DLC is for Lost Judgment. If it's not that lengthy, like let's say the Kaido-san DLC is 10, 20 hours tops, I would say, yes, that's possible then, because that's not a lengthy RPG. But if it's like 40, 50 hours, oh, dude, So I would say, yes, the Kaido-san DLC, if it is a reasonable length, would be eligible for the viewer's choice playthrough for the summer. But if it's incredibly lengthy, then no. Okay. All right. We did all shout-outs. So, guys, I would say last chance here. If you have, oh really? Swaggin says it's only 7 to 8 hours to beat according to the How Long to Beat website. Then it's definitely a candidate. That's short, I'll beat it in 3-4 streams. Definitely, that's a candidate. Then yes, for sure. Kaito-san DLC is eligible for the Viewer's Choice event this summer. Yes. Okay. All right, guys. Very short open Q&A. I'll do like 5 minutes, and then we got to go on a break, and I got to use the restroom. Yes, that is correct. Mick Foley used to get chokeslammed into the thumbtacks. Pretty ridiculous. The stuff he used to do. Incredibly risky. Modern Warfare 2 trailer. A ton of details released on 28. Yeah, who cares? Someone just said, it was Slippery Calamari, says, why didn't you cover this news about Modern Warfare 2? Because I don't care. It's the same shit. It's fucking Modern Warfare 2. We know what it is. It's not even like it's not a new game. It's just fucking Modern Warfare 2. Wow. Big surprise. Wow, what a shocking announcement. Like I said, I really have absolutely nothing to say about Modern Warfare 2 till I play the beta. When the beta comes out and I play it in the summer, I will give you my opinion, just like I did with Vanguard last year. Because Vanguard, they tried to hype it up, they tried to make it look good, and you play it and it's like, this is a piece of shit. This game is literally crap. I can't believe they think they're going to sell this thing in a couple of months because it's dog duty. And it was dog duty. It was the worst one ever. So for me, I'm just going to wait, and I'm going to say, okay, let's play the beta. If it's good, it's good. If it's not, it's not. I don't give a fuck what they talk about. I'm serious. I don't give a shit what they try to hype up and promote between now and then. The proof is in the pudding. I'll play the beta, and I'll judge then before, except that, I don't care. I don't care anything about this game until I play the beta. So there you go. Okay? Baylor Shroud says, shouldn't the game be kind of long if it's supposed to last all summer? I didn't say it's supposed to last all summer. I said it would be played during the summer. July, August is the months I'm eyeballing for this playthrough. One thing that's happened previously with Viewer's Choice is if we end up getting games that aren't as long, I play more than one. That's happened. We're like, oh, the game that gets nominated is 8 hours, so I beat that in 2-3 streams, but then I play the second place game I'll play too, because, we have the time. All right? Just keep in mind, that's always an option. It could be a couple shorter games that end up being played as opposed to one longer game, depending on what people nominate, okay? Is Jack 2 in the running for Viewer's Choice? If you guys want it to be. I think I still have the Jack collection. Then again, I don't know if it, actually, I don't know. I think my PS3 would work. I don't know. Well, another key factor here, remember, Monday we're checking out the new PS Plus tiers. We may try that and look and see all these new games that, oh, wow, this is good ideas for viewers' choice. And people might get inspired by that and not start nominating different games from there. You see? No, I've never driven a manual car before. No, I never had a cherry peach beer float. What's the difference between Call of Duty having an annual release and WWE having one? Nothing. And as you've seen, WWE crashed and burned after doing it every year. Like literally, they had nothing to put out, and then they ruined their franchise doing it. Call of Duty did the same thing with Vanguard. That was it. That was like finally showing that they shouldn't have a yearly release, you know? And they already announced next year there's no Call of Duty. This Call of Duty this year, Modern Warfare 2, is supposed to last 2 years. All right. Let's end the pre-stream. Some of these questions are ridiculous. Let's end the pre-stream. I'm going to use the restroom. Come back in a few. Skyrim, Dawn Guard DLC beginning right now. I'm excited for it. Okay, guys? Thank you. Great pre-stream. I knew we have a ton to talk about. I'll see you in a few. Awesome.